Hello and welcome back. So another vlog update, another antihistamine taken, because what manner of a person in England can possibly hold off from cutting their grass or trimming for any more than 2 days? So the fields are being lawn mowed again and I can smell it and I'm going to sneeze. There will be venting first thing on this video because, you know, I did say in my previous vlog that I was waiting all day for a delivery. Literally waited all day for a delivery. I did mention before that we were installing a shower and that we hadn't managed to get on with it. The reason that we haven't managed to get on with it is because we're trying to purchase said shower tray, which is quite a heavy thing, honestly. So we wanted to click and collect it, but naturally it needs 2 people to click and collect it, to carry it, because it's heavy. But so my husband works all week and I often work weekends and we're never available at the same time. But click and collect for the place that lets you click and collect won't let you click and collect at the weekend. So that's the reason that we haven't had the bloody shower tray for last weekend when we needed it. And I kept trying to order it so that we could like collect it on such a date at the weekend, but it wouldn't let us do it. It was just never available. So I sat in all day yesterday. My husband was actually off because he's pulled a muscle, so I mean it's not like a great situation for him to be carrying a resin tray up the stairs, but he needed to rest his leg. But we were also on tenterhooks all day because this delivery was booked for the 30th, and then, you know, at like 3 o'clock I'm like thinking, well, where the bloody hell is it? What's going on? I haven't heard, you know, I was told it was coming by a courier, so I just assumed that it was like going to be DPD or some random person or Yodel or something, or I don't know. Yeah, so between phone calls of people that don't answer their phone and, you know, then having to chat with a AI bot to then try and chat with somebody who said that they were real, and then further emails, still didn't really know. So it has been delivered this morning. Luckily I was up because they did come at 8:30. There was one person, and he was ignorant as they come. So naturally my husband's at work, I'm on my own. I had got showered and I was like dressed because I was going to shoot out and do my post early, thinking they wouldn't come early. But there was this guy on a flatbed, so no wonder they didn't come on the day that it was raining, because they were delivering it on a flatbed. They had it all on a pallet. See, that was my first aggravation, because I was like, so is everything there? Are you signed for? And I'm like, well, is everything there? I'm not signing for it if I don't know it's there. Where's the riser kit? What's the riser kit? Didn't know what a riser kit was. And then he's like, oh, well, you need to get a knife to cut open pallet. And I'm like, you don't have a knife? And I'm thinking, well, I'm not going up to get a knife to just take shrink wrap off a pallet. So I took the shrink wrap off the pallet with my own hands, because I'm gifted with a pair of hands. I mean, they're not that right on, or maybe they are. Maybe he did have mechanical arms and he, you know, they were just being right on. Maybe that's why he couldn't help me in any way. So yeah, the riser kit was there, so I took that off, and then he was like, you can lift this. So he was annoyed that he had to carry it across the street into my apartment block, and that's literally all he did. So I'd opened the door to the hallway and then he just dumped it in the hallway. He didn't even get it to the post boxes. And then he goes, my job is done. Right, great. And that was half of the faddling around that I was doing yesterday, and part of the reason why I was sort of like hesitant, because I wanted to know whether they were actually going to bring it into the building and whether they were going to actually carry it up the stairs, which I didn't expect necessarily. I just thought, well, since Jason was off yesterday, that's perfect. I have paid extra for this, but if we'd actually been able to get click and collect and go in the car and get it ourselves, I wouldn't have had to pay £8 for some ignorant sod to turn up on the doorstep and just act like this. And I mean, honestly, it's stuff like this. If I'm experiencing it, then other people are experiencing it. And this is why certain things that the Tories say, like national service and deporting people to Rwanda, it's the reason why policies like that gain traction. Because although people are very vocal about how they don't like it, the people who are quiet, who are like quietly voting for this, you know, there's a reason why people vote Tory. Because it is just exasperating. So anyway, the upshot of it is, without Jason's assistance and without this delivery guy's assistance, I mean, I did say, I said, I'm on the top floor, can you help me upstairs? No. Once upon a time, when chivalry wasn't dead, a man would have happily assisted, you know, most certainly a woman or another man to carry something up some stairs. Because it was a 30 kilogram stone resin shower tray. 30 kilograms would be quite easy for a 2-person lift up some stairs, but let me tell you, it was very difficult for me on my own to do it up the stairs. And you see, that was the other thing, is I said to him at the time when he was bringing it in, I says, oh, it says don't lean it against the wall on the outside of it, and he just leant it against the wall and walked off. So I mean, it's not like I've never left a bad review for anybody, and I'm probably not going to be leaving a bad review. The thing is that we need more stuff, and I just won't be ordering from them because it's a waste of time, a complete waste of time. The only reason that I used them is because they were £50 cheaper than the other places. And then I have actually noticed that the shower doors, the shower enclosures, are about £200 cheaper if I buy them on eBay. So I probably will be buying the rest of it on eBay, which means that then I'll have to have Hermes deliver them, and they will leave it in the garden. So anyway, yeah, it's just hacked me off this morning. But at least it's done with. At least I know. I have been thinking I am quite a little fat whale just sitting here in my apartment, but I am just fat. I am clearly fit because I've managed to do that. I mean, I say fit, I was pouring with sweat, I had to have a second shower. There is Podge. I have Podge. I've seen some of the people who've just exhibited it like Nabba. There's part of me just think, God, why don't you work out, girl? Why don't you work out? It would be so lovely. Not that I want to be like putting on the fake tan and all of this. So because I was on tenterhooks yesterday waiting for this, mystical delivery which never came, I don't really feel like I've got enough done yesterday. Haven't got onto any of the cleaning jobs. Haven't started my accounts. However, that is one of the boxes of dresses. So I've done that. I've done my stock take of the dresses. One thing had dropped off. I said I know it's quite good. So I've refreshed all those listings, gone through my spreadsheet to make sure that they're on there. I do need to move on to the accounts, which I would like to do. Still got stuff there to list. The top ones are dresses, so I probably will get those listed and scheduled so I can just put it in that box before I put that box away. I have then dealt with this. So what have we got here? Let's get rid of this coffee. I've done the post this morning after I'd hunked that thing up the stairs, and then I'd showered again. I still hadn't had my breakfast at that point or a coffee. So I took my one measly parcel, which frankly I could have taken yesterday if I wasn't sat here like King Canute waiting for something that never happened. I've sold a Sweaty Betty jumper, the flared one that was quite nice, and I took £19 for it, and I shouldn't have let it go so cheap, but it did. It's happened. It's gone now. So, stuff that I've done. I have done some stain removal. That's what this is. So all of this I want to photograph today. So I am going to do that because it is nice weather. It's not nice enough for me to do the stain removal that I need UV light to do. I know that sounds really random, doesn't it? I have a Pit Stains white item which I need to do the lemon juice and coarse salt removal, but I need really really decent UV light for that to work. Right, so this has been in the wash. God, it's worked. Has it? No, of course it hasn't. Of course it hasn't. The stain is there. It's probably really evident on camera. It's there. It is just a yellowed stain, almost like rust. It's still there, so I don't think that's coming out, but that's been cleaned. That's the thing that's dropped off. I feel like redonating it, frankly. I don't know what it's doing here. This I've washed because this looked rough as hell. So I've done a hand wash on this. This has not gone in the machine because it is like suede leather, but because of the nature of what it is, it's like got funny little marks on it, so it's almost like blemishes to the fabric, which I didn't expect to. I mean, it looks a whole lot better than it did, you know, and it did feel dirty. So I just did a sort of like bicarb of soda and washing up liquid, warm spray down with the shower in the bath situation with this. This is Morgan. I just want to get this on because festivals, and it ain't Texas, it ain't whatever. Done some debobbling on that, that was listed, but I wasn't happy with the repair that I've done on it, so I did a much better repair yesterday because I don't even know what was going through my head, but it had a issue there, and then I just sliced it down and sewed it to the actual seam, so it doesn't need declaring now because it's just part of the dress. So that is kimchi in blue, which I think is like Urban Outfitters or something, so it's not great. It's just it's 100% silk and nice. This vintage dress, Miss Selfridge. I love the Miss Selfridge stuff, but it doesn't sell. And this is so vintage. But because of this, on the shoulder blades, it's sort of like pulled the stitching. And I've done such a good job, you can't even tell. So it was here. It just pulled the stitching on that, and you literally, it doesn't need declaring because it's fine now. You wouldn't know. This, another repair job. So this is bandage dress, new look. No, not new look, warehouse. This is why I can't find the bandage dress. I keep looking up new look. I do really like this. Don't know what the price is for this at the moment. This had lining damage. It looked really fabulous. And then I realised that the whole lining had split on the back. So I've repaired that. That will need declaring. Not a bad repair, just hand sewn. I don't have a machine, hence why it's hand sewn. This is Rab. This had more holes than I realised. I thought it just had 2 minor ones on it, and then I realised that it's got another poor repair on it. So that'll just go dirt cheap because that's crap. These are 2 linen pieces. No, I've got 3 linen pieces here. Got 3 linen pieces there, all which had sort of like, this is All Saints. I think I was just being a bit fussy with this because I'd already done the repair, but because it's linen, I mean, you can't see it, it's on the front there. It's like there or somewhere, I can't even see myself. It's there. Right, so here I have repaired holes here. You can't see, can you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Can you see now? So that's the holes. We can get them against the window. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I mean, that it says Italian yarn or something on it. Then I've got this mint velvet, which is linen again. Is it that? Yeah. Had a hole there. You can't make it fantastic, but it's done. And then this one is Bleeding Joseph. Must stop picking up Joseph. I can't sell Joseph, and the quality is actually very poor because for the most part everything that I've picked up that is Joseph, it's just the quality is just not there. There's always holes in it. Sort of hole in the shoulder, which I thought that was the only thing, and then when I sort of laid it out I realised that there was loads of holes at the bottom as well. Yeah. Hole there. Rubbish. Don't pick up Joseph anymore. Stop doing it to yourself. And then this dress which I had, which had a button missing on the shoulder, so had one of these buttons. That is the replacement button that I've put on it. It's smaller than the others, but it matches. And I just went to the charity shop over there. Actually, that's another thing. So I just went to the charity shop over there and I picked this £3 top up. So this is, it's H&M, so I wouldn't pick it up. It's just, it has mother of pearl buttons on it, so I was like, yep, right, that's it. And that actually had the spare on the label, so I have that now to list, because I pillaged the button from that. So 2 for 1. And there was more as well, because when I went in there to specifically look for a top that had a mother of pearl button on it, I got these, so I've paid 10p each for these. I just sort of like, I just went through all the books that they had and just picked out all the ones that were Captain Underpants. I don't know why it was on my radar. I don't know why, but I was like, yes, that's something, get that. And I don't know why. Maybe I just saw it when I was looking up Goosebumps books. However, this is a set of 12. This is all 12 books. So that's the 12th book. These are early editions. They're in very poor condition, so I won't get any more than 20. But I've checked on all of that, and it's definitely all 12 first books. There's additional books as well, but yeah, I was really pleased with that. So £1.20. £1.20 into 20. But I haven't listed them yet because they've just been sat there since the other day. Then I've got various other items on there that are flawed. A few laundry things. It's like this. This is flawed. And this is sat on my death pile now for well over a year, and I'm just going to list this on auction. No, I'm not going to list it on auction because it's a size 4. It's just everything about this just screams don't buy it. Why did I buy it? And I paid £5 for this. This would be fantastic, even with the flaws, if I hadn't spent £5. It's 100% silk, but it's got flaws all in it. It's called the Riviera V dress. No, it's not even 100% silk. It's 55% viscose and 45% silk. It's just a tragic mess. So I'm just going to like put this on for cheap. Like, maybe I'll try it. I'm going to put it on for £9.99. It's not worth anything more than £9.99. I just need to get my money back. It's got this flaw here, which is sort of like a repair, but then I can't work it out because it's got a seam there, which is what that seems to be, but then it hasn't got a seam on the other side, which is matching it, and then it's got flaws in the fabric all the way along. Like, there's one there and then there's one there, and they all sort of like mirror each other. So I'm just going to photograph that and just put it on and get it gone. And then the rest of it I just think is stuff which I've just forgotten about. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to photograph all of that today, and then just list. So I think I have achieved a lot. I'm like constantly beating myself up about things, and I don't need to. I am scheduled until the 3rd of June, which I know is like literally, it only puts me 3 days ahead. I just don't know why everything is just so slow going. The sales are slow going. Me listing is slow going. I spend an entire day listing and scheduling ahead, and I'm never scheduled any more than a couple of days. And then before I know it, I'm not scheduled ahead. I just don't know. And then sometimes I go to list and then I just feel so dreary about everything in my stockpile, and I just think, oh, it's all crap. Oh, I don't know why I've bought this. You know, I just don't know what it is. But I'm sure that other people get this mental block where they just think, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? Just get a full-time job instead of this madness. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people are like that. It's just sometimes you sort of like look at stuff and you just think, what's the point in listing this? Why is all this here? Oh, it's just like filler. It's not, there's no point. You know, and I know that there's decent stuff in there. I know that most of it is decent. There may be some of it which is like high street, but it's all right. I just need to get it on. I just don't know. I don't know. There's just something that just doesn't... everything just feels just exasperating. So anyway, stuff that I've achieved. I have done some stain removal. I have done all my repair jobs. I say that, but I haven't. I have 2 pairs of shorts in there, which are decent pairs of shorts. They have a popper button on them. So they've got one side of the popper button and then the other side has fallen off. I don't know how it's fallen off because I have been trying to remove the other side of the popper button with pliers. My husband has tried it with pliers and all sorts of like things to try and get this other side of the popper button out, and cannot because it's so hard and fast, because I just want to take it out, make a buttonhole and put a button on it so that I can then sell it with just a standard button on it. So that I've got that job that's just there, and my husband's now talking about getting some kind of tool which is going to remove it, and I'm just like, oh God, really? I just want to cut on either side of it. It's just that wasn't what I wanted to do. You watch a YouTube video and it makes it sound like really easy, but it's not. It's not happening for me. Just don't. I just yeah. So I've got those 2 jobs. Obviously, I've got that stain removal job, which requires the sun. I said, we'll wait. We'll wait for a sunny day without clouds, because there's clouds out there. All of that's done. Going to photograph that. I have refreshed all my dresses listings, which is the last thing. Mind you, I've got stuff now that says January, February when it was listed, so all of that needs refreshing, but I need to do my accounts first before I even think about doing that. So I have achieved stuff, but I'm just down on what I have achieved because of all the stuff which I haven't achieved, and I'm really struggling with the celebrating the little wins, because all I can see is my really filthy kitchen which needs cleaning. Anyway, my goal now is to photograph. I'm going to iron this because most of it looks like rags. I'm going to iron this and photograph it, and then sit and list the rest of those bits. That is what I'm doing today, and that is all I hope to achieve, but before I even think about starting my accounts or defrosting a freezer or cleaning an oven. All of things which are in the back of my mind, let alone installing a bloody shower. Anyway, that's my gripe of the day. That's where I've got to, and I am now going to crack on with this. So thank you for watching. I'll be back again with another update. Who knows if it's going to be tomorrow or next week. I just feel like I've failed with my time off. I wanted to achieve so much and I've achieved so very little. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon. Goodbye.